Today we're comparing three popular Fifine microphones, the Tank1, which is one I'm using here, the Tank, and the K688, which are out of frame. If you're trying to figure out which one actually sounds the best for YouTube streaming or general content creation, this video will make that decision way easier. I've reviewed the Fifine AM8 and the Tank already on this channel. I'll leave links I think up here and also down below, so if you've seen those, you will feel familiar. Links to purchase these mics will also be made available in the description below, which also helps with making videos like this in the future. And lastly, Fifine sent me these to review but have absolutely no input in this video. I've been using the Tank1 in a few of my last videos and I've been enjoying using this mic and wished I had two of these. Let's roll the intro. Alright, so I'll quickly just bring in this is a Tank, which I was talking about. I've had this mic for over 2 years, but I also have the K688, which I haven't yet unboxed. So we'll probably just do an unboxing now. That's the box for the Tank1. And let's see, I haven't seen what's in here. I haven't tried this mic. This is the first time. So we have an instruction manual. That's the K688. And then you also have a very long USB-C to A cable. That's really nice. And also, lastly, is a 3/8 adapter and some rubber stuff. So in case you want to replace, so this is a 3/8 to 5/8 adapter for a mic stand and a replacement rubber band. Anyways, put that back. Oh, one other thing, the USB-C cable or the USB-C to A cable has an adapter. It has the USB-A to C adapter, which is nice. All right, so I have all three microphones on the table. You have the K688, the Tank1, and the old Tank. Before we go into features, build quality, design, what these mics have, and do some tests, just want to let you guys know the Tank1 is the most expensive mic here. It comes at £99.99. In the UK, Tank is $89.99, while the K688 is $69.95. Apart from these two, you can have the K688 in black and white. And for what comes in the box of all these mics, you've already seen what's in the K688 box, same as what you find in the Tank1 and the original Tank. So now to features, build quality, and design. Starting with the Tank1, this has 4 EQ modes or switches at the back, which enables you to adjust your EQ settings, maybe to knock out the low frequency or boost up the vocal frequency range. At the back is also just an XLR port. So this is an XLR only mic and it's an all metal build. And it has this adjustable knobs for you to adjust it. You know, you probably can easily hook this mic on a stand, just like the K688 and even the original Tank. But you can see this has that looping design, which allows you to adjust or lock it in 2 different ports. Unlike the original Tank, which if you lock it, it probably would still move. This one is different. And this is the heaviest way compared to the other 2 mics. And this mic requires that you use a sound card since it features just an XLR port. And now looking at the original Tank, this sounds different already compared to the Tank1. It also features a mute button. It has a 3.5mm monitoring port, so you can easily monitor directly from the mic itself, but that will require you to use a USB-C output. So it has USB-C output. It's also a metal build, not the heaviest amongst the 3. I'll say this mic is the best among the 3 in terms of all-round work. It requires you to use a sound card if you connect it via the XLR port, but you can also use this connected to your phone, iPad, computer because of the USB-C port, and has knobs on it for adjusting the output gain or adjusting and the monitoring gain. And now to the mic in the middle, which is the K688, which is the mic you're currently hearing me speak through. This is the lightest amongst the 3 and it's the same as the original Tank and also has a shock mount, as you can see, and this is the cheapest amongst the 3. Now just in case you're wondering about my setup here, I have all 3 mics connected to a Zoom H6, which is out of frame. They're all connected via an XLR port, as you can see, the Tank1, the original Tank, and the K688. They're all connected to all the ports on my Zoom H6. I also have a 4th mic, which is the Shure MV7, which is the one I've been using on this channel and the podcast which my wife and I run. So I'm speaking through the Shure MV7. It's also an XLR only mic, so that's how it sounds. Mic test 1 2 3, Shure MV7X. I have all 4 mics connected to the Zoom H6 and I have them set at 6 gain or +6 on their knobs, and there is no processing on the Zoom H6. Now, when it comes to gain levels and headroom, having used those three mics, apart from the K688, which I used it for the first time today, I feel like the Tank1 is the only one that is flat. I think it's the only mic that requires you to increase the gain. So what I'll need to do is maybe increase my gain on the Tank1 to maybe 7 to kind of hear the same level as the K688 and the original Tank. But I'll bring it down to level 6 or to 6 on my Zoom H6. So I kind of just want to leave everything normal and probably increase it in post. So this is a Tank1 mic test 1 to 3, mic test 1 to 3. And I noticed that when I push it to level 7, I begin to hear noise in the mic. So I'll put this mic away. I'll bring the K688 close to me. It's on level 6. Doesn't sound bad, but I can hear a bit of noise. It seems to sound very, very on the high end, as you can see. When I say see, you see it sounds, or you hear it sounds very, very. We'll do some plosive tests later. What I'm going to do is reduce it to see when I stop hearing noise. So I'll reduce it to around 5, level 5. It's lower, but I can't hear the background noise or the static noise. So I'll take it up back to 6. So I can now hear more of that background noise. And I'll bring in, while pushing this away, I'll bring the original Tank. So this is the original Tank at level 5. Mic test 1 to 3. Mic test 1 to 3. It kind of sounds almost like the K688. Not as sensitive as the K688 in the high ends, or in the, I like to say, but if I increase it to, let's say, 7, so when I increase it to 7, it sounds louder, but I will have to bring it down to 6 so I don't hear that static or that kind of static noise. But already I'm beginning to feel like the Tank1 is the best amongst the three when it comes to how much gain level or headroom I have to push this mic. So I would say if you want something that sounds clean, sounds nice, quieter, works best for quiet voices, I would say go with the original Tank. The K688 is too sensitive for my liking and is on the high end, but the Tank1 sounds very, very clean, very, very natural. So mic test 1 to 3, mic test 1, 2, 3. Now when it comes to handling, let's see how the all sound when it comes to handling. I'm just going to tap my table. That's a Tank1. That's a K688. And that's the original Tank. And I'll just rub on the mic handles. And just to compare, I will just rub the Shure MV7. That's the Shure MV7. What do you guys think? Is there any difference rubbing it Shure MV7? K688. Original Tank. Tank1. And now for sound quality test, let's go to the Tank1. This is a quick sound test to check clarity, tone, and background noise while speaking at a normal distance. And now for the Shure MV7, this is a quick sound test to check clarity, tone, and background noise while speaking at a normal distance. And now for the K688, this is a quick sound test to check clarity, tone, and background noise while speaking at a normal distance. And now to original Tank, this is a quick sound test to check clarity, tone, and background noise while speaking at a normal distance. Let's hear how this mic handle background noise. I'll do some light typing, I'll do some heavy typing. I'll also let you hear my room tone. There's a light fan that's spinning in the background. I can hear it. I usually don't like hearing it, but just let's see how this mic handle background noise. So this is the room tone from the Shure MV7. And this is the room tone from the original Tank. And now room tone from the K688. And finally, room tone from the Tank1. All right, now for light typing, I'll type. And now for heavy typing, all right, let's do some plosive tests. I'll start with the original Tank. Peter Piper picked a pack of punchy peppers while playing podcast. And now the K688, Peter Piper picked a pack of punchy peppers while playing podcast. And now on the Tank1, Peter Piper picked a pack of punchy peppers while playing podcast. And now for comparison's sake, the Shaw MV7 Peter Piper picked a pack of punchy peppers while playing podcast. Now to a Sibilance Test, we'll check the S and SH sound. This is Sibilance Test, Sally Sells Shiny Silver Shoes by the Sea. K688, Sally Sells Shiny Silver Shoes by the Sea. And now to the Shaw, Sally Sells Shiny Silver Shoes by the Sea. And now to the Tank1, Sally Sells Shiny Silver Shoes by the Sea. And one more thing I want us to do, like pretend you're on a podcast and you're moving up and down. This is a close-up voice test to check warmth and bass response. I'm not going to be going close to the mics. I'm just doing like a normal, like speaking on a podcast. This is a close-up voice test to check warmth and bass response. This is a close-up voice test to check warmth and bass response. This is a close-up voice test to check warmth and bass response. This is a close-up voice test to check warmth and bass response. And now we'll do a dynamic range test, quiet to loud speaking. This sentence starts quiet and ends much louder to test dynamics. This test starts quiet and ends much louder to test dynamics. This sentence starts quiet and ends much louder to test dynamics. This sentence starts quiet and ends much louder to test dynamics. What do you guys think? Now, when it comes to control and monitoring for the K688 and the original tank, yeah, they have monitoring or gain knobs on the body of the mic, but this is not really healthy, because if you're trying to make adjustments, you definitely will introduce noises you can hear. Same with the original tank. If I'm trying to, this is reduced, but obviously you get noise filtering through when you're speaking. But for the Tank1, obviously there are no knobs in terms of gain noise and gain knobs or mute buttons. But there's also the switches that if you try to change, let's see, if I'm trying to adjust it, there's already noise introduced. So I would say it's best to make adjustments on your computer, on your phone, or on your sound card. Now, which one would I recommend amongst these three? Definitely it will be the Tank1. This allows you room to adjust further how you sound. But if you just wanted something where you just plug and play and you're not worried about how you really sound, or you want something that is good out of the box, I'd say go with the original tank. But if you're on the pro side and you want the natural sounding tone from an instrument, maybe like a guitar or from your voice, I'll say go with the Tank1. If your pockets are not so deep and you just want something to start off your live streaming setup or whatever, I'll say start with the K688. Is the most affordable amongst the three. So that's it for the review of the Fifine Tank1 original tank and the K688. Each one sounds great, but they're clearly aimed at different people with different pocket depths. Depending on your setup, your deck space, or how much control you want, one of these will make much more sense than the others. I have the Fifine low profile arm, which is what I'm using to hold two of these mics. I originally had one, but I had to go get a second one because I like this mic and to help do this test. I'll leave links down below so you can buy, which also helps this channel and future productions like this. If this helped you out to make a decision, drop a like and subscribe for more honest stuff like this. And I'll see you in the next one. It's your Filmmaker. God bless and peace.